So today I thought I would do another video on seasonal and calendar anomalies. Now you can check out other videos in this genre by following these links right here. Today I want to talk specifically about the turn of the month effect. And what this says is basically if you look at the last day of the month and the first 3 trading days of the next, so these days here, for example, these are the best days for the stock market. Now, some of the literature out there, some of the studies out there will exclude that third day. So it's only the first 2 days in addition to the last day of the month. But then the rest of the days, really, not much going on. In fact, the returns are negative for these other days of the month. So you should just essentially kind of be long for that short period of time each month and then get out of the market. The rest of the time, the data actually supports this. So it was first pointed out by this Lankenschak and Schmidt, where they said these 4 days, the average returns were 0.47%, and the whole month in general, so even including these good days, was 0.35, meaning that the remainder of the days were in fact negative on average. You can see a chart here that it does look like this is the case for the S&P 500. Their study was on the Dow. Other people have gone out there and say, hey, well, let's look at different time periods. It seems to hold in different time periods. And here's another one looking at an even bigger period than those previous 3. Again, you can see the clustering right there at the beginning of the month. People have looked at it, whether looking at equal weighted securities or value weighted securities. And again, we see the clustering of good positive returns right around month end, month beginning. We've also done this throughout the world. And it really is not one of these anomalies where it's only in the US. We see it everywhere. Okay. Now the question is, why is this the case? So some people thought, well, maybe all these returns are actually clustered at year end or at quarter end, but no, it actually turns out that in general, we see this kind of every month. There's no real month where this is more prevalent than other months. So we say, well, maybe, just for whatever reason, maybe it's riskier at month end and we're being compensated for taking on that risk. Here again, the data does not bear that out. That does not appear to be the cause of this. We said, well, maybe there's some, systemic change of interest rates at month end, and that would cause this. Again, the data does not bear that out. So we're saying no there. Now, another idea is, well, maybe it's just the patterns of cash flows, right? So if you think about an investor who's just a working man, he gets paid at month end. And so that's when he has the money to invest and it's just causing these extra returns. The data, again, doesn't really seem to play out in that regard. But we're also saying, well, maybe it's because we also need to include, pensions and other typical cash flows for all of the market participants. And that's really what's going to drive this supply and demand balance. That seems to be the best idea right now. But again, we don't have any great empirical evidence showing why one particular cause is causing this to happen. So again, it's just like a lot of ideas and not much out there in terms of statistical significance, but this does still seem to be an anomaly out there that does work. I'll come back at some point and do another anomaly video, but I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much. I'm Brian Kozlowski.